婆，我回来了。
等，sorry 啊。
周末我回来，肚子已经很饿了，食物还没有准备好，早知道我在外面吃了。
我刚才在忙嘛。
你忙什么？
你等一下啊 ，Andrew， 这个是给 Andrew， 等一下他要去补习啊，快下来吃啊！快点吃，等一下迟到了啦。你等一下啊，我等一下做给你啊，等一下。
不用了，整天在家不懂忙什么东西，没用的女人。
Bullying affects teenagers to a concerning extent, and it can happen to anyone, yet often people feel powerless against bullying. Stay with us in the next half an hour to learn what is bullying, why people do it, how to identify bullying, and what we can do to prevent it. I'm Charles Roberts, and this is Mind Matters. Bullying is not just a buzzword co-opted by the media to drive ratings from frightened school children and their worried parents. No, bullying is a serious problem that has far-reaching implications for the person being bullied as well as the bully itself, affecting their emotional well-beings and their mental health. The emotional well-being of children is just as important as their physical health. Good mental health allows children and young people to develop the resilience to cope with whatever life throws at them and grow into well-rounded, healthy adults. Mental health is important at every stage of life, from childhood and adolescence through adulthood. Preteens and teenagers who have good mental health often feel happier and more positive about themselves and enjoy life.
Mental health issues begin at the age of 14. And can you imagine if we don't assist, we don't help them at the younger age, what will happen when they become to adulthood? You know, mental health issues will impact not only them, the family and society. So sometimes we have to be really more focused to identify are there mental health issues that needs to be addressed ASAP. So if we talk about mental health and how it impacts a child in his mental health, and then we're talking about adolescents here, they are still very immature, they're not able to handle a lot of situations around them. It's going to impact their confidence, it's going to impact their self-esteem, it's going to impact their socializing with the right people and all that sort of stuff. They tend to think that they're lesser, they will withdraw, they won't get the right exposure. Oh, it's a massive impact. The victims of being bullying can themselves turn into bullies. For those victims, and usually it happens in school, so they give excuses of not going to school, avoiding school. Performance at school is going to drop. A relationship with friends and all that sort of stuff is going to be very limited. Also, like I said early on, they may become bullies themselves.
Bullying occurs when words or actions are repeatedly used to harm someone's well-being. While there are times we can accidentally say or do things that are hurtful, it's important to understand that bullying is deliberate behavior. It's done on purpose to make a person feel intimidated, threatened, or powerless, and is often ongoing. Unfortunately, teen bullying can be common, particularly at school, but it can happen almost anywhere, such as at home and online.
So in the case of Andrew, he witnesses his father literally abusing and bullying his mother. Okay, he may have a lot of feelings, anger against the father and so on. But what the father is teaching him is this is an okay behavior. I can almost say, well, I can't guarantee that, but there's a good probability that Andrew, when he is married, when he has a wife, he will treat the wife the way his father has treated him. Has treated the mother, sorry. As I said earlier, it's role modeling. So therefore, if the father can do it to the mother, why can't I do it to other people in school and so on? Role modeling is one of the major contributors. And of course, if you feel good and great about yourself, you don't need to bully others to feel good about yourself, to be empowered, so to speak. Yeah? Empathy, if you really look at it, actually you're born with empathy. Of course, once you're born with it, some people have more, some people have less, but regardless, you can enhance your empathy. That's not an issue. So lack of empathy also contributes to a person being a bully.
Menarik di Aksi Okey. Bersama pengacara anda, Pakcik Zainal.
Dia kecil, molek, putih, cantik. Air dia pun memang amatlah lawa.
Majalah yang memaparkan keunikan pulau-pulau yang menarik di Malaysia.
Aku terpesona.
Sambil mempelajari cara yang betul dalam aktiviti menyelam serta merungkai cerita di setiap lokasi yang dikunjungi. Saksikan Jom Dive setiap Khamis 10 malam. Semestinya hanya di TV Okey. Menarik di Kita Okey.
Assalamualaikum, salam sejahtera. Saya Dr. Cik Hafiz, hos anda dalam rancangan Sihat dan Rawat. Sebuah rancangan berkonsepkan maklumat kesihatan untuk memberikan pendedahan kepada orang ramai tentang jenis penyakit yang sinonim dengan masyarakat di Malaysia.
Kalau dalam Inggeris ni kita cakap coronary artery disease, di mana kesempitan salur darah jantung berlaku.
Bawanya segera ke hospital.
Saksikan Sihat dan Rawat setiap Jumaat 5.30 petang.
Mari kita saksikan bersama-sama. Jom.
Semestinya hanya di TV Okey. Menarik di Foodie Okey bersama Datuk Fazli Yaakob dalam rancangan realiti masakan yang mempamerkan kehebatan serta memasak resepi tempatan dan antarabangsa antara selebriti popular dan peminat mereka.
Selamat untuk saya makan.
Alhamdulillah, insyaAllah.
Kenapa sedap?
Biar betul. Ni mesti tipu ni. No. Tak percayalah.
Ya, ini bukan brownies, bukan blondie, bukan kek. Tak tahu apa nama dia.
Puding, gula, sagu Melaka, Fazli Fi.
Kenapa ada Fazli Fi?
Gabungan nama kita berdua.
Oh, ya.
Saksikan pelbagai gelagat comel mereka dalam Gadis Manis setiap Jumaat 11 pagi. Semestinya hanya di TV Okey.
As parents, it's possible to take action against bullying to create a safer environment for your child. There are a number of typical signs that parents should look out for if they suspect that their child is being bullied.
One of the signs a parent can pick up to see whether the child is being bullied is, number one, child not wanting to go to school. Most of the time, bullying happens in school. Also, grades probably be affected in school. His grades affected in school. And you have to check and see in regard to money. Bullies sometimes demand money from you. So this poor boy probably coming home hungry because he doesn't have money to buy lunch food and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. And then, of course, bullies can be physical bully. So physical bully, you'll see signs of bruising and all that sort of stuff. And then, of course, there's emotional bullying, calling names and so on and so forth. Person feeling low self-esteem, doesn't feel good about himself or herself, withdrawn, being quiet, can't sleep, worried, anxious. So there are lots of symptoms that can be identified by parents.
James, you are going to be late. Why are you not up? You will miss the school bus.
I'm just sick. I can't go to school.
Again? There's no fever here. How are you not well?
I just don't feel good.
Oh my God.
For the case of James, going to tuition, right? And he tried to avoid going to tuition. He's not going to be focused. He's more thinking about how he's going to save himself rather than what he needs to study and so on and so forth. Sometimes as a parent, we think that you just don't want to go to tuition. You just want to avoid studying and so on. But in actuality, it's not that at all. It's that he fears for his life, so to speak.
Despite the negative effects on bullying, it is quite common case that a child may refuse to speak about it, hence ending up with unresolved situations or making it worse.
The victim feels humiliated. He feels humiliated because he or she is being bullied by someone at school and so on, or at tuition center and so on. So, they don't want to share that with anyone. And sometimes families don't understand. Family will say, are you a man, are you a woman? Stand up for yourself. So these are some of the things that a victim don't share with the family and stuff. And also there is a stigma, where you report that you're being bullied. Your peers, your peers may think that you're weak or something. So there is a stigma in school. So sometimes they just try to sustain all the abuse as much as they can.
There are a few things that children or teenagers can do if they suspect that they are being bullied. First thing first, do not fight back. It can be hard, and some may tell you to fight back, but it's never the answer. If you give in to a bully and fight back, you may get in trouble instead of the bully. Secondly, tell the bully to stop and calmly walk away. Believe it or not, this can be very effective. Put it in your mind that it's not your fault and be strong.
It's important for the children to seek help, of course, and we should provide a safe environment for them. Schools should have education, a lot of education about what bullying is. If you feel that you're being bullied, what is your avenue, not only in schools, but outside schools as well. All centers, tuition centers, and so on and so forth, they should provide access to be educated. What is a bully? What is a victim? Because I'll be honest with you, sometimes the bully doesn't think that he is a bully. He may think it's funny, it's fun and all that sort of stuff. But on the other hand, the person receiving it feels that he or she is a victim. So education, access to help, I think these things are important.
Most people who are severely bullied suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder. One of the most disturbing aspects is the inability for targets to find closure even after the bullying has stopped, because of the scars it leaves.
What are some of the emotions that a victim of bullying will experience? Shame is one of them. Shame is one of the major ones. Okay? Fear, right? Shame, fear, and of course anxiety. Being anxious, going to meet up with that person, feeling regret or shall we say sadness of not being able to do anything, feeling hopeless. So these are some of the emotions that a victim could feel. And that could lead to more serious emotions of depression.
Oh.
Okey.
Hai, saya Emma Ismail. Bertemu lagi kita di laman Sempoi. Bila rindu berkutip. Program yang memaparkan kecantikan, keindahan bunga-bunga, laman-laman dan kaitannya dalam kehidupan kita.
Ini pokok ni memang lain daripada lain.
Semestinya hanya di TV Okey. Menarik di Foodie Okey.
Saya Tasya. Anda sedang menyaksikan Makan Sedia.
Setiap Selasa, 10 pagi, saksikan program majalah yang membawa penonton ke pelbagai destinasi dan memperkenalkan kepelbagaian gastronomi yang wujud di Malaysia. Merungkai sejarah dan evolusi pelbagai masakan, hidangan trendy dan eksklusif.
Kita ada masam, masin, manis, pedas, pahit, kelat. Lengkap 6 rasa.
Semestinya hanya di TV Okey.
Sedia.
Menarik di Kita Okey. Bersama Liana Jasmine dalam majalah wanita yang memaparkan kisah dan inspirasi kejayaan wanita-wanita hebat dalam bidang perniagaan di Malaysia. Saksikan Lady Boss setiap Jumaat 9 malam.
Bersama-sama kita meraihkan wanita berjaya di seluruh Malaysia.
Semestinya hanya di TV Okey.
Kids will be kids is a famous saying suggesting that bullying is a normal part of growing up. Yet with beatings, death threats, and 24 hours harassment via technology, bullying has become a dangerous and life-threatening epidemic. Children cannot get away from it, which has led to many suicides. Schools are struggling to take a stand against bullying. Understanding the issue and how we can help would promote positive culture in battling the problems. It is possible to take action against bullying to create safer environments for your child. Learn about what bullying is, why people do it, and how to recognize bullying. Find out how to teach your child about handling bullying and the importance of empathy and positive relationships.
If the parents suspect of your child being bullied, first and foremost, your role there is to support them 100% regardless of what the situation is, to support them. Obviously, you need to have sit down to share, to find out what's happening and what's going on and so on and so forth. If the child is being bullied and your job is partly to help to reconstruct their self-esteem. And also, what's also important that to make sure that the child doesn't feel that he deserves it, he deserves being bullied, and or that is my fault. I put myself in that situation. It's not his fault or not her fault at all. So these are some of the things that we can share and talk to the child. And I think also it's probably important if the case is that the person or the child is being bullied, that to escalate it, professional help if needed. It doesn't always have to go for professional help. You probably could do a lot at home yourself. But you need to show your child that you are getting him the support and then referring the situation to the proper individuals or authorities.
The first step to dealing with bullies is knowing when your child is a victim. Ask questions and get your kids talking about their social situation. Establishing good communication should start well before the kids are having bullying problems.
I need to know, do you have any problems? Are you on drugs or something? I see you always avoiding me, trying to skip school, especially tuition.
Nothing.
What do you mean nothing? Something is not right here. I know, but what is it? You can tell me. You can talk to me. You know this?
Somebody is bullying me at school and tuition.
Who? Is it the same person?
But please don't tell the teacher at school or tuition.
Did he hurt you? What did he do?
I think definitely it's very important for the parents and the school to cooperate, to work together, regardless whether there is a bullying culture in school or not, regardless. Yeah, regardless, because I think it should be an ongoing education to let people be aware of what is a bullying culture and how to overcome those things. We should not wait until, there's an incident of bullying, then only we want to educate the people. I think it should be an ongoing process. And then, most important, parents and schools together.
Schools are a primary place where bullying can happen. Helping to establish a supportive and safe school climate where all students are accepted and knowing how to respond when bullying happens are key to making sure all students are able to learn and grow.
How can therapy help children who are being bullied? Well, first and foremost, we must let them know that it's not their fault. They are the victims. But however, we have to also work with them so that they feel better about themselves, and because they feel that they are victimized. So it will impact their confidence, their self-esteem, their motivation, not wanting going to school, and so on and so forth. There's a lot of things that can impact them. So we need to really educate them. We need to realign them. We need to build their self-esteem, make them feel good about who they are, and to a certain extent, also, to stand up, not bullying back, but to stand up and to feel that they are okay as a person, who they are.
Being a victim of bullying can result in difficult emotions such as anger, shame, anxiety, and isolation. Therapy can help victims of bullying notice, share, and process painful feelings, which left unattended can negatively impact one's personal well-being.
How do we help the children that have taken the role of the bully? Okay, realigning that person's view on I suppose, society, the roles of society, or the role he plays in society. That what is right and what is wrong. And even if that is something that the bully had experienced while he was growing up, doesn't mean that that's something that he needs to follow. So we need to realign him. What I'm saying is that there's a possibility that there's a role model for the bully. And obviously, if the role model is a parent and so on, it's very difficult for the bully to say that's not the right behavior. So, we need to realign this person. If we can get the cooperation of the parent, it will be helpful. And sometimes they honestly don't realize, the parents, what impact they have on the child. I think that's the awareness, education, talking to the parent, and also I think a lot of it also has to work on the person's empathy and impact on his behavior onto the victim.
I'm fine. Thank you. Yeah, anything, Mr. Tam? What? Are you sure? But doesn't sound like my son. No, teacher, I think maybe there is a misunderstanding. Andrew is a good student. I don't think so. Okay.
People who bully others may also benefit from therapy, though they may be reluctant to acknowledge their bullying behavior openly. In therapy, bullies may begin to understand the impact their hurtful behavior has on others, explore reasons for why they bully, learn new skills for communicating positively with others, and address personal experiences that may have contributed to their bullying behavior. Often, bullies have unresolved personal wounds that contribute to their bullying behavior. And addressing these emotional wounds or identity and social issues with a qualified therapist can be an integral step towards stopping bullying behavior. Remember, not all of these tips will work for everyone, and there is no single solution to dealing with bullying. That wraps up our episode for today. Do join us on the next episode. Until then, I'm Charles Roberts, and this has been Mind Matters.